Meet Mayumi. She turned 60 last spring in Osaka. In Japan, a 60th birthday is not just a birthday. It is called kanreki, the completion of one full cycle of 60 years, a return to your birth sign, a second beginning. Mayumi celebrated by wearing red. In Japan, red at kanreki means you are starting again. Mayumi has never earned more than the equivalent of $40,000 a year. She owns her home outright. Her savings account holds nearly 50 million yen, the equivalent of $300,000, and yet she does not consider herself wealthy. She considers herself careful. And the tool she has used since her 20s fits inside a single notebook. The notebook is called a Kakeibo, pronounced Kakeibo. The kanji translate as household financial ledger. But that translation misses almost everything that matters, because Kakeibo is not a system for tracking numbers. It is a system for changing your relationship with money entirely. Mayumi did not celebrate kanreki despite living a simple life. She celebrated because of it. The freedom, the absence of financial anxiety, the home that is genuinely hers. These are what 40 years of a single quiet practice built. Today the monk will show you exactly what she does, and how you can completely overhaul your relationship with money using this simple practice. The average British household carries nearly £9,000 in unsecured debt. The average American carries over $6,000 in credit card debt alone. This is not because these people are unintelligent or uninformed. Most of them have more financial tools available than any generation in history. The problem is that modern money is designed to be invisible. Digital payments remove the physical sensation of spending. One-click purchasing removes the pause between impulse and action. Subscribe and save removes the decision entirely. The friction has been systematically engineered out of spending. And without friction, there is no space for consciousness. No moment to ask, do I actually want this? Is this aligned with what I value? Will I remember this purchase in a week? Kakeibo does not give you more willpower. It gives you back the friction. And in that friction, the space for an honest question. Research from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology found that people using credit cards were willing to pay up to twice as much for the same item as people paying cash. Not because credit card users are foolish, but because the pain of parting with physical currency is real, immediate, and powerful in a way that digital numbers are not. The Japanese have understood this for a long time. The concept of ikigai teaches presence with your life. The concept of mottainai teaches reverence for resources. Kakeibo teaches presence with your money. It asks you to be conscious of every yen, every pound, every dollar, not to restrict you, but to wake you up. Kakeibo was created in 1904 by a woman named Hani Motoko. She was Japan's first female journalist, which alone tells you something about the kind of person she was. She created Kakeibo not as a financial tool, but as an act of empowerment, specifically for Japanese women who had little financial autonomy or education. At the heart of Kakeibo are 4 questions, asked every month, written by hand, never delegated to an app or spreadsheet. These 4 questions are deceptively simple, the kind of simple that takes years to fully appreciate. Question 1. How much money do I have available this month? Not theoretically, actually, after rent, after bills, after the fixed commitments that are not negotiable. What remains that is genuinely mine to decide with? Most people have never sat with this number honestly. Question 2. How much am I spending? Not estimated, not guessed, recorded. Every transaction, written by hand, in 4 categories that Kakeibo has used for over a century: survival, wants, culture, and unexpected. We will explore each of these in detail shortly. Question 3. How much would I like to save? Not how much should I save according to a rule or a percentage. How much do I actually want to save for something that genuinely matters to me? Kakeibo is explicit that this number must be connected to a real intention, not an abstract virtue. Question 4. How can I improve? Looking back at the month that just passed, without judgment, with curiosity, where did the gap between intention and action appear? What was I feeling when I spent in ways that did not align with my values? What would I do differently next month? Now, let us go deeper into the 4 spending categories. Kakeibo calls them pillars rather than buckets, because pillars hold something up. Each category asks you to be honest about why you spent, not just how much. The genius of these 4 categories is not the categorization itself. Any budget does that. It is that they force a moment of honest labeling at the point of recording. When you write down a purchase and must decide which pillar it belongs to, you discover things. Like the gym membership sitting in survival that you have not used in 3 months, or the daily coffee that you categorize as survival, but which, when you write it down for the 14th day in a row, you recognize as a ritual you could modify without suffering. Kakeibo does not tell you what to change. It shows you what is actually happening and trusts you to respond like an intelligent adult. The Japanese concept of ma, the meaningful space between things, applies here. The moment between wanting to spend and actually spending is ma. Kakeibo creates that space artificially by requiring a physical act of recording. In that space, you can make a genuine choice rather than an automatic one. And underlying all of it is the concept of mottainai, reverence for resources. Money is not abstract. It represents the hours of your one finite life that you exchange for it. When Kakeibo asks you to write down every transaction, it is asking you to see not just the number but what stands behind it. Your time, your energy, your life. So what does the actual Kakeibo practice look like? The monk will be specific because specificity is the difference between understanding an idea and actually using it. At the start of each month, write down your income for the month. Write down your fixed, non-negotiable outgoings. Subtract one from the other. The number that remains is your real monthly budget. Then write down, by hand, how much you intend to save this month and what that saving is working toward. Each day, or at a minimum every few days, write down every transaction that occurred by hand and in the correct pillar, not retrospectively at the end of the month from a bank statement, but in real time, or as close to it as possible. The closer to the moment of spending you recorded, the more powerful the reflection. At the end of each month, the 4 questions, written out, answered honestly. How much did I have? How much did I spend? How much did I save? How can I improve? The answer to the 4th question becomes the single intention for the next month. Not a list of resolutions. One thing, chosen deliberately, written clearly. 2 mistakes the monk sees. Mistake 1, using an app instead of a notebook. There are several Kakeibo apps available. The monk does not recommend them. They miss the entire point. The friction of handwriting is not a bug to be solved with technology. It is the mechanism through which the practice works. Remove the friction and you have a slightly unusual digital tracker, nothing more. Mistake 2, treating month-end reflection as an opportunity for self-punishment. Kakeibo is not a verdict, it is a conversation. When you discover you spend more than you intended in the wants category, the question is not, why am I so bad at this? The question is, what was I feeling when that happened? And what does it tell me? Curiosity, always. Judgment, never. Let us bring it home. Kakeibo does not give you a budget. It gives you a mirror. It does not restrict what you spend. It makes you conscious of it. And consciousness, applied consistently over months and years, produces something that no app, no spreadsheet, and no financial influencer can manufacture. A genuine change in your relationship with money. The monk has prepared a Kakeibo starter guide, the 4 questions, the 4 pillars, and a simple monthly template to begin. It is free and can be found in the description. It asks only that you use it. Next week, we continue with mottainai, the Japanese philosophy of zero waste that extends far beyond recycling into one of the most powerful money mindsets the West has never adopted. Until then, welcome to my humble temple.